ditch this. Sorry.
What is
Go on,
that
clap
thing?
again there. I should probably ditch this. What's this?
No, keep that in. We're
What is it?
rolling. We're rolling. We're rolling.
is-
We're live.
oh.
It's gone.
I think there's just some cylinder yoke.
It's gone.
There's one on either side.
Back.
Phone finger.
All right, everyone. What's happening?
No, closest to the thingy.
Yeah. What's it called? Nearest wins. Nearest wins. That thing.
Okay.
No.
There's
37.
There's two parts to this question. So it's about the average squad age in the Premier League. So the first question is, who's the youngest? Who has the youngest average squad age this season? This was as of December, so it might have changed because of the window, but we're going off that.
Do we pick the age or do we pick the club?
Do the club first and then we'll do the
Oh, okay.
Premier League, yeah.
Brighton.
Which?
What?
Oi.
Oldest, youngest. Are we doing?
All the youngest.
Okay.
King of Europe.
Right. Do I not get a few stars in it now?
It's
What
we
do you
clarified the
mean?
rules week 1.
You pick one and lock it in.
Ah, no.
And he
This
said
is
no, so
closest
that
to,
stitched you
though.
up.
Right, all right, come on. One of you deserve to win at some stage. Anyway,
Arsenal.
Yes. Is that how? Yeah.
Done.
So it's Arsenal. So
Bang.
we're back in.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's only halfway
That's
there.
one.
He's
That's
only
1
halfway there.
point.
Yeah, it's a point though.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's
Now
the
it's
age?
what's the age?
And we all get
And
a
it's
guess on this.
so it's in the 20s and it's
So it's the
20
real
something
game.
points.
Don't give the
Is
answer
there
till
a
you get it.
decimal?
Huh? Yeah, it's the decimal. They all have decimals.
Oh, that's
23.8.
No way. 25.4.
Nah, no way. No. What did you say?
24.
No,
23.8. 24.5.
Nah.
Hey.
I'm going to go 23.7. I'm going to go Benicio.
20 what, sorry?
3.7.
Alright, I thought you said 28.
24.2. 0.2.
It is 24.7.
I said
So
23.
I believe it's Morgan.
Shit.
What did you say?
25.
I said 25.3.
And you said?
23.
Gary, you were.
I think you're closer, yeah?
Wait a sec. No,
I
Morgan's,
retract those gunshots.
Morgan's 0.5 and Gary's 0.7.
Which guy, me?
The ginger guy.
That was, I don't know what that was. That's what I thought it was.
Nah, that was. I'm
Cut.
That can't make the cut. That can't make the cut. That can't make the cut. That can't make the cut.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
Could you hear it?
I heard it.
Your face. You just went, oh.
Were you? Now, I have a real question for you. I have a real question for you. If we keep this in, we'll keep this in. But were you trying to play that off? Okay.
I think for half a minute I forgot where it was. I forgot where it was. Just cocked the leg.
Oh.
I forgot there's 4 cameras on me, mate. Oh,
That's good.
stop.
It has to be it.
Oh, that's nonsense, lads.
Oh my
That's
God.
pure nonsense.
I love
There's be it.
the conviction in that kick. Oh
God.
Right, we'll have an internal review. See if that gets publicised.
VAR, there's a VAR.
Yeah, that's got the VAR. We'll see if that makes the
Definitely
final
VAR,
cut.
yeah.
That's good though.
A camera was on King of that. Well, there's 4 cameras.
Right, where do we restart that?
Did
Who
Did I
won?
win
You
double?
just say fucking.
So Morgan won that one by he got within he was 0.5 away and then you were 0.7 away. So Morgan got both points.
So what was the actual answer? 20,
Uh,
24, 5 points?
sorry, 24.7.
Oh, I was 9
Brighton
away.
were 25.2. Southampton are 25.2. Or sorry, 25.
I was close. Second point.
Arsenal
Second.
24.7.
Yeah.
I think I should. I don't know
Good
who's the
guesses,
oldest. I'll
lads.
double check the oldest for you now.
2 in the top 2, you guessed.
I'm going to the oldest, like West Ham or something like that.
Probably Liverpool are fairly up there as well.
Yeah, I was
get
going
on
to
the
think that as well, but I don't think they're the oldest.
Yeah, that's need
Would
out 3-2
Chelsea
up.
win maybe before the window? I know
Where is
they
he?
beat
I
Bottle.
should have got it last week with the 8.
Oh yeah, you said the year, yeah.
Nightmare.
Anyway, that's that.
West Ham are
What's
oldest.
up, Morgan?
Lovely.
West Ham.
West Ham, it goes West Ham, Newcastle, Fulham.
I get double bonus point for that.
Leicester, Everton.
Newcastle.
And then just because you're United fans, we'll have a look for them. Liverpool's is 26.9, and United are 25.9. And after Ronaldo
See, like-
left, it actually brought it down.
All the boys like Zidane and all them, like they're all first team players. They won't get a sniff, but it will bring them down. It will bring the
Zidane?
level down. Yeah, Zidane Iqbal, or whatever his name is. And your man, well, obviously Garnacho and all, he plays, but everyone
Yeah.
else is in
Yeah.
the squad. Palestri's like played once or twice, but they bring the
Yeah.
thing down.
Good point.
Kobe, Casemiro,
Good for you.
I think it's
Varane, isn't he?
Varane's
De Gea,
29.
Phil Jones still knocking around. the
Fred,
place.
Phil Jones,
29, man.
29. Oh,
I
he
think
is
he's
29.
20. Maybe he's 30 now, but
That's what a player!
Well,
What a player!
Who?
Varane. Also, me and
Ah.
G were saying this. Casemiro, yeah, came in 30 years old. Everyone's like, past it. 30 years old. He's peaking.
Yeah.
He's the man.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right, Morgan.
Stupid saying
You're right.
that signings like that are too old. It's nonsense. He's got another 4 or 5 years at the top. What more do you want out of a top
I
signing?
think we came from a different generation where if you were 32, you were
oh, they were all dust, yeah, back then.
Whereas now, you get.
Yeah, I suppose.
I think modern science and technology has bought about an additional 4 to 5 years of players if they apply.
There's
the
also
right
like
way.
less of a, you'd imagine less of a drinking culture and things like that as well.
Oh yeah, that definitely is an age to it.
True.
Q&A.
Yeah.
Q&A
Yeah.
Tuesday.
We asked the fans what are the questions that they would like to ask the gentlemen on this podcast, and we will answer them.
Who is the most overrated player in football at the current moment?
Oh, that's a great question. That's a really good question. I'll delve into this. Now, actually, no one springs immediately to my mind, which is interesting. Come on, let's
Oh,
prove
true
it.
in the clubs. Like any of the
Pull
Arsenal
the
boys
thoughts.
overrated.
Nah, they're all in form, aren't they?
What would
Actually, do you know who's overrated?
I know you're
I'm not
say.
going to say overly overrated.
Ben
right.
White.
Ben White, maybe.
I'll tell you, that's
but
what
he's
you're gonna
a Saliba.
Yeah, well,
Overrated.
Yeah.
Overrated.
Tops.
He's not a top centre half.
Yeah.
top.
Top,
He
top,
is.
top centre half.
Top.
I'm not listening to single opinion of yours
Oh, yeah,
about
but
centre halves.
I don't
Top.
think he's.
What's he?
I don't people rate him.
What's
That.
he missing?
Oh,
What's he missing?
He's a
What does he
howler.
lack?
He's always having howlers.
I haven't seen one.
Evan Ferguson on the weight, son. Slipping.
No.
Yes.
no, wasn't
No.
Multiple.
there. Any Chelsea boys overrated? Maybe Mason Mount could be a bit. Although people are kind of saying he's not great.
People
anymore.
actually, I think, underrate him a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah.
Do you know that? He's not playing great,
What
though.
would you consider?
I want to have a good
overrated?
think. Yeah, I want to have a good think.
Just someone, I don't know, overrated is...
Something-
I go by, like, the general broad fan
Yeah.
bases pushing an agenda.
The TikTok culture, love.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good way to describe it. Obviously, there's other components, but yeah, we'll go off that. Like, who does everyone love? Joe, one, he's actually not getting a sniff at the moment, and everyone's like, why isn't he playing? Saint Maximin, really good player. Really good player, but everyone thinks he's like Messi.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
he's a bit of a
overrated, yeah.
one-trick
Yeah.
pony. He's direct, he's nice to watch,
Yeah.
gives it a bit of this, bit of that, wears a little ninja chat. Good, really good player, but he's not top, like.
No, yeah.
He's not top. Everyone
Who
goes
you
on
gonna
as
say,
if
King?
he's a world beater. No way.
Thiago.
Factorial Kinger.
Yeah, around Thiago.
Thiago.
I don't know if Harvey Elliott is rated by people outside Liverpool fans. I'm gonna be honest. I only know Liverpool fans who say they like him. And
I think Thiago is a bit overrated.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's nice in the eye. I think he's great to watch. I
He
don't
is
know what
great
he
to
does though.
Yeah, I'll let
He's
that
not
play.
the best.
I actually really like him.
Yeah,
So
I
do
really
I
like
don't
him.
know if I could say that.
I
can't say
like
that much.
watching
Is
his
he-
clips because he's real nice on the eye. But that's about it.
Is he overrated though?
Yeah,
Do you think so? Do you think people talk about him at that scale?
people talk about him as one of the best midfielders in the world, wouldn't he?
I think so. I think when you jump from Barca to Bayern to Liverpool, I don't think top players regularly move to 3 clubs.
Interesting take.
But I don't think he's out of his depth. I just think he's overrated. I don't think he's effective.
Ronaldo did that.
Yeah, I'm talking in.
Ronaldo dominated each club.
Okay.
It was a big thing as well. But it's a good point to raise.
Also, isn't he's one of the highest like amounts of trophies in like world football? No, is that
Who?
not Thiago?
Being
Dani
Kingsley
Alves, I
Coleman.
thought.
Yeah, that's a good point as well.
Yeah.
That's
There's
so-
one thing about winning.
I
German
was gonna
leagues are
say-
worth half points.
Contribution's really important for trophies. I know some like people are gonna say, like I always see it in comments saying Harry Kane's one of the best centre forwards in English football. He obviously is, right? Or he doesn't have a trophy. Doesn't matter. In his legacy, maybe, yeah, but like right, he should have won more or X amount. He's still one of the best centre forwards in the Premier League here. Like I don't want to hear any nonsense around that.
now because he won the World Cup.
Well, that's the funny thing, right? If Messi misses his penalty, they lose the game. Messi's not the GOAT. That's nonsense. Stick with your opinion prior to that.
Or like I think I said it before, but like
Yeah.
if Martinez doesn't save your man's
Yeah,
shot,
that's
then
it.
that
Messi's not
defines
the goal.
Messi's legacy. Like even though he had nothing to do with it, that action.
Yeah.
Who's overrated at the moment?
It's
It's
Thiago.
weird. I can't think. Yeah.
No, it is a good show because that is in around the level. But I don't hear, maybe because he's not playing consistently though, that I don't hear much about him. He seems to be always injured
Yeah.
at the moment.
He seems to. Yeah. I've always been injured now.
Morata. I know he's not in the Premier League anymore.
I don't know. People overrate him.
I don't think he's overrated. I think I don't even think he knows what he is. He just pops
He's
up.
due a move,
goals
isn't he?
and he's due a move.
Needs
yeah.
that big career
Back
move.
to Juve he
Back
goes.
to Juve. Yeah. It's actually hard. Quite.
It is, yeah, because no one's really standing out to me.
As like overrated big time. I'm trying to think of
Lloris.
I think he's been
Anyone who
found out.
rates him's a fool. Sorry.
He's definitely
Fine.
overrated. Definitely
Overrated? Probably, yeah. Probably
Yeah.
overrated, actually, yeah.
I've seen more negative comments towards him than positive, to be honest with you.
Only recently, though.
Recently, yeah.
Only recently. Everyone was saying he's the top, like one of the top 3 in the Premier League. He was never there. Xhaka.
Fact.
I think Xhaka's overrated, yeah.
Fact.
I think Xhaka's
was correctly where I thought people thought he was around.
No,
No,
everyone thinks he's
everyone's rating
tops
this year.
now all of a sudden. You can't just have a good 3/4, 2/3 of a season, and everyone's like, player, where's he been?
Oh, Rashford.
4 or 5 years. Yeah, but Rashford's top, and Rashford was top until last year.
Was he?
Yes.
I looked at the stats.
What age was he?
He barely hit 20 goals.
This is his highest year. Yeah. But I
Yeah.
wouldn't say he was overrated.
He wasn't overrated though.
I'm just,
He's probably
I'm just
like
trying to play
a
devil's advocate here about
he's probably a good
decent season. This
yeah.
is his first
Breakout season.
It's mad,
but he's
yeah.
due a top
He's
breakout
literally on
season.
flames now, and he's like having
Yeah.
one season like this that like some players have.
Mbappe, but see, you're talking about like the likes of Mbappe. Mbappe's what, younger than him?
And
A
yeah,
year or two younger than
bags
him?
lad.
And
Yeah, he
he's
must be, yeah.
been the exact same quality for how many years? He's only getting better. Like,
That's
it's
the thing,
absolutely
and
ridiculous.
Like Rashford, I love Rashford. I love Manchester United. I love everything about Rashford. But the problem is now is that like he's doing what like players been doing for years, and everyone's like, Rashford's the man. Rashford's the man. It's the same people that were calling him XYZ for missing a penalty in the Euros a few years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same papers.
Mm-hmm.
I know, it was actually a tough question.
And Paqueta. West Ham.
I haven't really watched enough of him.
Oh,
Throw
Lucas
him in there.
Yeah,
Pill.
Joe,
He's
you know
He's
what?
poo.
Do you know what? That's a TikTok lover right there. No, I'm not saying you, but what you said about TikTok, people love him. They love
Yeah.
him. Scores a little tap in, giving it the
Because he
all
dances.
these.
Because he
Yeah, everyone's
dances,
like,
yeah.
oh, he's a great player. I hate that.
He's poo.
Well,
Haven't seen him play.
Can I put in the call here? What about Declan Rice?
I love Declan Rice, so I'm probably the wrong man to ask. I think he's
I
very
get
good.
what you mean because they're doing muck this year as well.
Just in general. I mean, like.
Well, I'd still take him.
I think he's a really good player.
I think he's class.
I get what you mean.
Is he overrated though? I mean, is he
Probably,
really
yeah.
a top?
But yeah. So let's say 6 months ago, right? 6 months ago, prior to this season, after West Ham season last year, and he was valued, I'd say, at about 130, 140 million, right? Jude Bellingham was valued at 120 million the other day. Jude Bellingham will walk all over Declan Rice, right? But
Yeah.
Declan Rice is a really good footballer. So, like, where do you draw the line?
probably
Just 'cause
is
he's had a bad couple of
overrated then,
6
yeah.
months, yes. He probably is overrated for what he is, but he's still a really good player.
Can you drift between overrated and correctly rated?
Yeah.
Based on form, yeah, I'd say so. I'm going, yeah, because what we were saying at the start, it's kind of going off like media and fans' opinions.
Yeah.
But that's the thing; they go here or they're here.
It's like Jack
There's no in
Grealish is a
between.
good example. Jack Grealish probably was overrated. Now he's probably like fairly correctly rated. Like he's having a really good year. Like
He's getting slayed.
He's been getting a bit of praise lately.
yeah,
hasn't he?
no,
Has he?
recently, yeah, because he
Really?
started a lot now. But like people don't put in the context that the team he played in previously, he was
The man.
central to their attacking, and they attacked teams on the breaks with space. Whereas now he has to fucking break down low blocks and no
He hasn't
space.
scored in the Etihad in 2 years.
Yeah,
He scored some big goals for City this year.
Yeah, this
Scored
year.
against
I
United
think he's
as
just
well.
been,
He's
He's
scored
got three,
he's
though.
been a good
He's only
facilitator.
scored
though.
3, I think.
I think he's just been really
He's
key
a
for their
whole new
plan,
role
like,
now. Now Jack Grealish was the man at Villa, and now he's a role player.
Yeah,
Mm.
and he'll
Simple
win
as that.
multiple trophies, and
And then
that's
it's
probably
Greg
what he
Souness
wants in his
going, he's
career.
got to score, he's got to score, he's got to score. Grand. Well, we've only got someone who's banging in 50 a game. Give him the sphere. So, yeah. Anyways.
Interesting one. Have you seen Graham Potter's interview recently about his sideline behavior, or like asked about his managerial style? He was asked about like not being
Like calm, kind of.
saying he's too calm and he doesn't look like someone who gets angry. And he kind of like made a point that no one goes from where he started and coaching to where he is now without having to get angry. Like she's basically saying like, and a lot of debate has been sparked on things like Twitter and LinkedIn about like it's like a toxic kind of trait in coaching where it's like you have to be passionate on the sideline and all this to show you care. And like I think like I'm using Arteta as an example there because I think some of his silent behaviour is scandalous recently. And Klopp has moments as well where I haven't really liked, and I actually really like Klopp, and they kind of always settle it back to its passion.
Nah,
And
it's
it kind of
nonsense.
hides it in a way. So that idea of Potter's kind of the opposite, like, where he's quite a calm persona on the sideline. Like I don't think one is this well. I could argue the other one's probably maybe wrong in some ways. It's a bit more toxic, but where do you kind of stand on the whole like sideline behaviour in the Premier League recently with managers? I'm going to talk about specifically.
Be whatever you are. If you are very extrovert and very grand, but don't be disrespectful. I think we were talking about it earlier about like things that just get brushed over in sport. So like abusing people, like physical altercations, like just sprinted up in something like a fourth official who's got nothing to do with the game, screaming in their face as if they've done something wrong and they just walk away like scot-free and be like, oh, he's passionate. That's nonsense, man. It's absolute nonsense. Disrespectful. Nothing wrong with getting heated about something, and obviously we all do. You get tick, but like they take it far too far. And also, you don't need to be like that to be a top manager.
Yeah, like I seen one of Arteta there last week, I think, and like the ref, I don't know, the ref is making some sort of gesture. I don't know what it is about. He's like kind of doing this.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
Arteta
yeah.
is like on the side.
Rolling ball. It was a rolling ball.
Was that what it was? Yeah.
Yeah.
And Arteta like is making a mockery of it on the line. He's like repeating the gesture back. What you call it? Like mockery? Mockery?
Yeah.
When you copy someone.
Patronising as well. So.
Yeah.
I think it's unsustainable as a manager though. Like if you're living off your energy, say Klopp for example, right? He's like real like passionate and all, but then if he's like real down, the players are gonna be real down. Do you know what I mean? Whereas you take Fergie for example, he just sits in the stand, so you don't rely on his energy. Whereas the players rely on Arteta's energy. But if his energy isn't there, then they're all.
Klopp's a
Same
bit
with
like
Klopp.
Pep, where like sometimes they're a bit calm, but
Yeah.
sometimes they're mental as well. Like they're kind of. Yeah, I don't know.
On the flip
Interesting.
side, I'm going to play the other side as well because I was just thinking of that clip of Mourinho. Do you know when he's trying to get the second yellow?
Oh, stop.
And he's there sipping the water, and your man goes, he could get booked for that. He's sipping, he just puts it out and just sprints up to the fourth division. That's
stop.
hilarious. Like, but I don't think that comes from a bad place. That like moments like that, but Mourinho is just as bad, isn't he, for things?
But
like
even
that.
in his worst, he's real down, isn't he? Like when
on
he's down,
demeanour,
his teams
yeah.
are down. Do you know what I mean? Klopp the same recently. He's been
Yeah.
real down. His
Yeah.
teams have been real down. I think players who or managers who rely on their emotion like that.
Yeah, it's a
I
good
think
point
it's not
actually.
Sustainable.
Because when it's not on the sideline, then the players don't have a reference really.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, I just actually it's a two-sided coin. I would love to play for a really aggressive, like
Simeone type of job.
Like.
I would dive. So I think that just suits my personality.
Yeah.
At the same time, I would have the opinion that someone that is rash with their emotions and is uncontrollable is not somebody that I would like to have a long-standing relationship with because they could turn on you very quickly. I have a bad feeling with people who can't control their emotions correctly.
Yeah, I get you.
It's interesting with the likes of Simeone where, remember he done the thing where Ronaldo was at Juve, he done the like gesture into the crowd. And then like that's like become an iconic moment. Like you could argue you shouldn't really done that. And then Ronaldo then done it back to him after he scored the hat-trick for Juve. So like that kind of also creates iconic moments when there's like that kind of sideline behavior. Sometimes anyway.
I mean, if somebody is truly authentic and that is how they express
that's
themselves,
the same.
great. And if they get put back, I think like if you're gonna have an altercation with a fourth official, and you're gonna be disrespectful, like I think that happens all the time in football or whatever. But I think refs should be well entitled to be disrespectful back to people. But I don't know, where do you draw the line? You know what I mean? I don't know.
It's just interesting. Because passion is some like abuse, like you said, people like verbal abuse is like sometimes concealed as like football fans. They're passionate when they're
Yeah,
like
they're just abusing people.
tout to
Like,
people abusing the player. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting.
and again, yeah, like this. If someone is naturally fiery, then like you're like, all right, at least they're authentic. But you have to draw a line. So like, it does go.
Yeah.
It overstretches the mark. Go to any underage game these days, lads. It's they overstretch the mark without a doubt. Like it becomes.
That's the problem. They look at Klopp.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Klopp on the
yeah,
line.
yeah.
Lack of self-awareness.
Shouting
Yeah.
press and
That's fair. That's
4
fair.
seconds in the ball back.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
This one more actually about 1-to-1. So it's relating to the new venue opening. What sessions will be coming to that Dublin venue? So what's the kind of session layout?
Needs to be concreted. Concrete, is that a word? Concreted? Well, it exists now. Concreted. What we're looking at is pretty much the aim is to cater for everyone, which is nice, to cater for all age groups, and obviously the times will allow for that as well. So there's a couple of things in the works, especially for the first hour, 6 to 7. So for anyone who doesn't know, we're going to be working out of the 6-a-side cages in Abbottstown, in Blanchardstown, which is class. It's a class venue, isn't it? And it's a really good place to kickstart our stay in Dublin. Obviously, we're going to be starting on Fridays. So the 6 to 7 group, or 6 to 7 p.m. groups, we're looking at possibly an introduction group, we want to call it. So for really younger kids. So our kind of first idea of that. So from underage, so let's say like under 5s to under 7s, which is nice. We're looking at a sample of that, and then it will have our regular kind of offerings. So our ball mastery workshops, our 10 to 13 and development and performance groups, and then our 13 to 16 development group. And we want to introduce somewhat of a under 16 plus, so from under 17 to under 19, or a couple of senior players in there as well. So a little bit of everything, catering for all ages and abilities as well in there. So yeah, that's the general aim. All information will be released though, hopefully around the start to mid-March. Then it'll drop on the app, and obviously everyone will plan in advance for getting booked in for April 7th. Yeah, so that's where we're at. So nice variety.
Now,
Nice variety. You heard it here first.
If you weren't pursuing coaching, football, or anything football related, so like as your career, what industry do you think you would have liked to go into, or you would like to go into? So football wasn't an option or anything related to football. Coaching, it says.
Good question. Yeah, you can't be involved in football at all.
But the question, what industry would you like to go into? If you weren't pursuing anything football related.
Content. Anything but content. Running content. That's me.
Boxed off.
Mine's a shy answer, or a brutal answer. I think I'd just work Monday 9 to 5 till Friday and just enjoy my weekends off.
Wow.
I don't know, yeah.
Bleak.
That was a bit bleak.
I like where I am. I go B2B SaaS.
Explain that to the common human, G.
Business to business software as a service.
Good lord.
Common human.
I'd like my B2B SaaS.
Technology company.
Explain what you do. You've never explained it, actually.
Big
Roughly.
tech in you. Big tech head.
Yeah, so
B2B SaaS.
I
It's in the title.
yeah. Look it up.
Nerd.
I am
Get your act together, Morgan.
I am an account executive for a software company based out of New York City, and basically we sell software to companies to help them translate their digital content and essentially reach their global audiences. So companies like Spotify, British Airways, Tesla, Dropbox, PayPal, they all leverage our software and our services, which is pretty cool talking to these companies. But I think I've talked about this before about just like industries and jobs and where to start. And I think if anybody really wants to dive into it, I'm not gonna sit here like a broken record, but the work of Naval Ravikant changed my life with looking to pursue a career. It's amazing how he outlines the blueprint of what skills in whatever roles you want to pursue can be gotten found. It's as easy as that, really. But yeah,
Sweet.
B2B SaaS.
Nice. Daily? You?
I'm probably going to be a bit like Kinger, to be honest. I don't know. To be honest.
Here was you
Me and you
going,
on the
that's
sites."
so bleak.
Yeah. And here I am. I was like, because as it was going around, I was like, maybe something with animals, actually.
No
Animals
calling
are
to you?
sound. Go work in the zoo or
you
something.
love an all
No,
Instagram
actually,
reel.
Tell you what I would love to do. I think if football wasn't a thing, I think the three of us would run another company, probably somewhere along the lines of like a content creation machine or some sort of social media agency. It'd be something along those lines, I think. I think the three of us would have another company somewhere.
Yeah, probably so, yeah. Well,
I'd
not
have-
probably
I'd
that
have a
would be so.
petting zoo.
I'd be making something else. Sorry?
I'd have a
I'm
petting
not running
zoo.
a petting zoo with you.
We could do it on the side. We'll do it on the side.
Do the content
T221.
for the petting
Double the
zoo.
efficiency.
Yeah,
Right.
no, maybe something with animals, probably. Animals are sound.
Like what?
Be a dog walker or something. That's lethal. Just walking around.
That
walking
is-
dogs.
I thought
There
this
you're
is,
talking.
this is
I'll go into
genuine.
business with you on that one.
This is
Me and
I'll go
genuine.
into
Kinger.
business.
Fully
Dog
coming from
walker.
a real place. How can you live off being a dog walker?
I
If
think
you're
you could.
clever.
If
Yeah,
there's
right.
enough. Yeah.
Okay, right, fair enough. Right. So that's a really good place for that job. Let's say
Yeah,
in
and Ireland would be
Ireland-
a way tougher. I don't know if anyone.
People in New
Yeah.
York would pay for it though because they don't want a dog
Yeah.
up in apartments, and plus they have the
Yeah.
money for it.
That's what I'm
If
saying.
you're in Manhattan and people are, you
Me
definitely.
and King are going over.
I reckon you could.
We have a
reckon it's
B2B SDR here, content machine.
Yeah.
You
We'd
walk
fly
the
it.
dogs, pal. Don't
Yeah.
bother.
Yeah, no. Back to the career.
You're only getting
That's
10%
actually a
King of that.
question. I definitely would like to pursue. I would definitely want to run my own business.
Yeah, I'd still like to, yeah, I'd
say.
So yeah, when I say content creation, I mean something that creates content as a machine. Pretty much the same as T121. Obviously, without the coaching and the football, because we're not allowed that in the question.
Scenario.
But something, yeah.
I honestly don't know. I'm with you on the dog
Should be
walk, I think.
jeans.
We'll do a job.
God knows what I do.
Me and Morgan were trying to convince my dad to open up a dog training business after he retired, a gun dog.
Fully genuine. Fully genuine. The blueprints and all were in.
Really?
And what did
Like
he
to
do?
train.
He
just
was
any dog?
he was swaying.
What, a
He
gun
was
dog?
swaying, then he was like,
Hunting dogs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he great at him. He had, like, we have a gun dog now. She's unbelievable. We had a Labrador before, and labs are very hard to train because they're water and also land. Oh, amazing. He'd be great at it, to be fair. He needs to do it. Yeah.
still open to it, Joe. Looking for seed rounds. do you want to put a fiver in or something? We'll get a
We'll do a
couple of
whip. We'll
leashes.
do a whip around. Do a whip around. I'll
King,
walk
do you
the
need
dogs.
spare
King will
change?
walk the dogs.
We're taking a funding round. Taking some funding. Finn, any like crunchies or something?
I kept
We'll sell
rolling
them
back
out.
in for them.
See around, man. Jeez, we've never talked about funding, actually. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, Daly. Next question, baby boy.
Who will win Player of the Year in the Premier League?
Haaland's got to be.
Haaland.
It's got to
I
be.
think
I was-
Rashford,
do you know what-
no? Do you
No,
think
I was
Rashford-
thinking earlier. Why? Rashford's doing exactly what Haaland does, but Haaland does it 10 times better. Scoring
And
goals.
more.
It depends how the season ends, doesn't it?
Oh.
Arguable, but is Rashford going to bang the same amount of Haaland? If he does, wow.
So what's he on now? 20. Oh, he's on 21 in all competitions, I think.
Yeah,
Never mind.
no,
He's only on
I
like
think
13
he
in
hasn't hit 20
He's only
in
on
the
like
Premier League. Yeah.
12 or 13.
12 is a modest.
No,
Premier League
it's not
season
14.
as
He's,
of
he was
now.
on 12, I think. Oh, we're at line. What's the thing
Whoa.
on? Oh, there's
What
your
just
line.
went off?
He's on 14.
14.
And what's Haaland on?
26.
Oh, so-
Yeah, come on. Come on.
Yeah, probably is Haaland. Isn't
It's
it?
got to be
Haaland.
Haaland.
Is
It's
there
gotta
anyone
be
else in
Haaland.
there? Odegaard, maybe, if
Harry-
they were
yeah,
to win
what's
the
Harry
league.
Kane on?
17.
17 so far.
He's
In Spurs.
What about Odegaard if they win the
top.
league?
Um,
If Arsenal win the league, you could, like, Odegaard's been sick.
You could put him in the mix. You could put him
Saka,
in the
I think,
mix.
is better
He's
than
definitely in the
Odegaard.
mix anyway. Saka's also in the mix.
Yeah.
Saka arguably is influencing the team more than Rashford
Yeah.
would be. I know Rashford's
Oh,
contributing
yeah, I
goals,
get
but
you.
Saka is like pivotal to Arsenal. Odegaard's the
It's
same.
not all goals though, because I think Salah had the highest goals and assists was the last season, and De Bruyne won it anyway.
Oh, yeah,
So and because they won the league, so I think that definitely has a part in it.
Yeah.
Surely.
So City
Yeah,
win
but
the
Haaland
league.
gets
Yeah.
26. Haaland's got a stupid amount of goals.
Yeah, there's levels.
Next
there's levels.
question, because I was leading you on there, because everyone's debating this at the minute. Does Haaland make City a worse team?
No, like no full stop. No full stop. Can we move on?
No.
Genuinely, like it's the stupidest question
Give
in the world.
one reason each.
How can someone who contributes 20 plus goals minimum, but now he's already got 26, not even 2/3 during the season, be a downfall to a team? I don't want to hear it.
He's doing his job. Everybody should catch up.
It's ridiculous.
Everyone else is doing their job as well. He's not stopping other people from doing their job. They're still tops.
They've scored less this year than they scored last year, though.
Yeah,
Does it
everyone
say?
else up your game. So, like, honestly,
Yeah, that's pantalones.
I'm sorry,
think-
Daly. I'm popping off you here because you asked the question.
I think he makes them a. Oh yeah, keep turning off.
Get smart, that light.
I think he makes them a different team.
Yeah.
I don't think they've fully adjusted to that yet, but I wouldn't say it makes a
Like, to be honest
worse
with you,
and different
like,
are two different
yeah,
things.
I think you're right in saying that, but like, come on, what's there to adjust to? Give him the ball,
Mm.
create chances. Like, if he's anywhere near the box, give him it. And I know that's generic and simple enough to say, but how people,
Madrid and Juventus and United have all won titles doing that for Ronaldo.
yeah, and Van Persie when Van Persie came in, grand, feed him. Remember after the first couple of games, you ever hear that interview with Ferdinand and Scalzi?
Oh yeah.
And Scalzi was like, or he kept making runs. And Fergie was like, hit him or you're out of the squad. And then we win the league.
Feed the bear.
Just feed him, like, honestly, it's not
'cause
hard.
it's similar when Thiago went to Liverpool. People argued that he made them a better team, but again, the argument's what he makes them a different team because they were trying to be more possession based.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas yeah,
Fair
City
enough.
played are a lot different this year.
Maybe we stayed Thiago earlier a bit, but it was a good chess move from Liverpool to try and control games more.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, this
hasn't
Haaland debate is is
Silly
the
season.
silliest
Yeah.
thing I have ever heard. Same happened with Ronaldo. When Ronaldo came to United, his first year, top goal scorer, comfortable, was unbelievable in the year, considering how old he was and how undynamic he was. Oh, United are a different team. Yeah, grand, he's the top goal scorer.
Was it any coincidence that he left and were far better?
You could argue that as well, but also that was much more than just football. Like, he didn't have a pre-season, other stuff going on. He obviously didn't want to be there as well, so that is a huge factor.
How do you deal with coaching a like maverick type player? So like a wild card.
As in, like, personality-wise.
I would say. That took me a long time to realise, I'd say.
What'd you say?
Let them be a maverick.
Oh, right,
Let
sorry.
I remember, Kinger, you said about letting your ego at the door. I'm now of the opinion that you should invite the ego in because...
Your ego. Invite your own ego in.
no, like the Mavericks' ego.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like,
Sorry, I'll take
like Rafinha, for example, they're giving it the big one, getting taken off against United. He was throwing a strap, and did you see Xavi's interview after? Saying like, I'd be pissed off if he wasn't like that, and I agree with that. If you're gonna want high performing people, they're gonna have high.
I don't think that's a maverick player though. I think a maverick player is like a Balotelli, Gascoigne, like
I know
like
what you
that's very mild. That happens all the time in football. I mean a maverick like Ben Arfa, Tura, all these players who are
Yeah.
so hot, are really
mean. Ravel Morrison.
hot and cold. Like
I
Like
struggle.
Rafinha, you'd
I
argue, is a
struggle.
consistent
I don't know
player,
if,
I wouldn't
I don't know if Maverick goes as hot and cold. I think it's someone that's just against
well,
the
a little
mold.
bit of that as well, but I wouldn't consider like Rafinha, let's say, or that action to be that.
Yeah.
That happens all the time in football, I would say. Well, not all the time, but
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I mean, like really, like the likes of like a Gascoigne or
Yeah.
who else is in there?
Ben Arfa.
Ben Arfa.
Balotelli, maybe a Ben Arfa.
I struggle, and I think it's just my personality to rely on people like that. Like, if you're really erratic, I probably don't want to be around you. And that's just me. But, like, when I say there's loads of people, more so what you were saying, with really high egos and really high personalities, I can cope with that. No problem. Even though I might not exactly like how they carry on. But if they perform consistently enough, you let them away with it. The problem is with the likes of Tarat and all, the streets and all, love them. Consistency, performance, how good is their output? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it comes down to the output. If they're good enough, if they're producing enough, then you kind of have to just do what you can to keep them in.
It's not your job to make them produce or to give them the environment to produce.
That's what I mean. If they are producing, then keep
Yeah,
the
find a
environment
way
so
to
that they
keep them, like,
can
in it.
to keep them in the environment. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Rather than having this is the way, you're not gonna. No matter how good you are, you're not in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a tough thing to do though.
It's
Yeah.
interesting because even like thinking back to Neil Warnock with the Tarat thing, did you ever see that?
Yeah.
Where he basically said that he heard he was difficult to deal with, so he pulled him the first day and was like, no matter how bad you play or give away the ball on the weekend, I'm going to play you next week. And he goes, you know what I'm going to do the week after if you do the same thing? I'm going to play you again. And he was like taken aback, like what do you mean? Like, and then he was kind of getting the idea into his head of like, he was like, you're basically going to win me the league, like, with your quality.
Yeah.
And then the interviewer asked him, he's like, what would you have done if you played Port first? And he was like, would have taken him off. So it's like he had sold this story, but he wouldn't have kept it. He wouldn't have done
Yeah.
it anyway. It just so happened to
It comes
work
down
out.
to
Like,
the output, doesn't it? If
Yeah.
they're good enough, then you try and find a way. But some people aren't. Some people are just, if no matter how good they are, if they wreck the environment that I want, then I'm not having them.
so
Which are
yeah,
some
it's
people's
kind of like
opinions.
So
it's case by case basis.
Balotelli is a good example because he's more disruptive than positive.
Yeah.
Where's his output been like, you let him away with that?
True.
At the s-
Never
we're-
enough.
at the
Ravel
s-
Morrison's the exact
yeah.
same. I don't care how good he is. Where's the consistent output? Because you can have a howler or do like Dennis Rodman, be so erratic for X amount of time. As long as I can go, right, when it comes to the crunch, I know exactly how he or she will produce. Ish.
But I guarantee you wouldn't have worked in a different environment, say Rodman.
Yeah,
the
probably.
manager obviously just
Yeah,
said,
it was like,
Yeah.
let him deal with it. And again, you get output though. Because
yeah.
he was producing, so he gets away with that. You build credit.
But they
by
don't
doing
always
so.
produce. Like I'd
That's
say
the
he's
thing.
had bad games, and it's
Of
about
course.
sticking with them. And
Of course. But that's the thing. A Maverick is like...
Like who's
They're
like a
not always
modern day
gonna be-
maverick type player in football?
currently playing, like, there's not many, is there?
Like Gascoigne was one of them
Yeah,
where he
there's
was
not
like
many.
obviously a bit
I think
mad,
the
but
whole-
just
Zlatan
quality.
maybe.
Huh?
Zlatan maybe.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah, but Zlatan produces.
But they are kind of getting brushed aside now, aren't they? Because
Yeah.
there's so many
There's
players.
so many good players. Like
Yeah. They don't need them
You don't
anymore.
need to rely on
You
them.
don't
Yeah,
need them,
yeah.
If
That
you can
erratic style.
Pick someone who's a better around it. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
easier maintenance who can also produce.
Humans will always find the path of least resistance. It's kind of like natural selection
Yeah.
as well. Like, it's gonna wean you out pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I know the best players of all time have the biggest egos.
Yeah, from an ego point of view, you have to allow it, kind of.
Just rolls so nicely into my next question. Well, not my questions. One of them was my question, to be fair. I'll tell you which one. Do you need to have a big ego to be the best in your sport? And then, is there any examples of players who are the best and both have an ego and also who are the best, but you would argue they don't really, not that they don't have an ego, but they don't have maybe a, what would you say? Because everyone does have an ego, but like they don't have like an outward kind of ego. That's kind of the best way I can describe it.
Yes, I think the best players have egos. If you're talking about the 1% of 1%, yeah, absolutely. From what I've seen, anyway, I like every touch point that I've had with like top players, like jaw-dropping players, who consistently perform and will give the ball away 99 times and get 100th and score. Yeah, they all have massive egos and are quite hard to deal with, I have to say, and will challenge you. They're quite intimidating, really. Even some younger kids who have egos are intimidating, I find.
You need to be arrogant, don't you? Sometimes in a bad way, unfortunately. That's just how it falls. But a lot of the time they're arrogant in a good way. You have to be very not risk averse, because that's the opposite, but like you have to take so many risks. So for example, you're looking at a wide player thinking, if he gets the ball and he gives it away once and he's not going to go and turn and get at him again, what's the point? So if you want a top winger, every time I give it to him, if he gives it away 10 times in a row, I know when I give it to him next, he might just skin your man because he's just going to keep running at him. Because he's no fear, he's just so ego driven that every time I go with you, I think I'm going to beat you. I think I'm going to beat you. I think I'm going to beat you. And eventually they just beat them. They just have that arrogance. Like,
Didn't Sancho
generally
say
very
that
good.
recently? Did you see that interview
Did you say that?
about Ronaldo? Do you see that? No.
Oh.
He said Ronaldo said to him like, just get him 1v1s and just go at your man, because that's what you're good at. And if you miss or if you fail, go at him again. And if you fail, go at him again.
Yeah,
And you'll
Ronaldo's
get behind
toxic
him
though, isn't he?
we had a player come in on Sunday actually, and he was saying he was on trial, and this was at lower level in England, and he plays as a wide player, and he said he received the ball first time he got it, he checked it and played backwards, and everyone was like, "What the f*** you doing? Get at him immediately!" Like every time he got it, get at him. Like what do you? You're on trial. What do you do? You're a 1v1 player. Get at him. I don't care if you give the ball away. Just keep doing it. This is what you're good at. Just do it. So it's like that idea of they're almost expected to do that, as especially as I suppose forward players. I always think big ego. You think forward players. I think that's natural because they take the highest risks in terms of, obviously risk in terms of a game is playing out, but they are the game winner. So they've got the highest possible way of winning a game, but also at the lowest lows if they've missed that chance. But they just want to keep hitting it. They want to keep chasing that high, chase that high.
Personality.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
I would love to see the data correlation
And
between
say-
gamblers and forward
And
players.
same with boots. You look at forward players. Why do they wear all the flashy boots? Because they're just the highest risk, the highest.
Question then, because I agree that I think every player does. I think every footballer has to have a degree of an ego. And then using your example of a wide player and a player I think who doesn't have a very outward ego is like someone like Salah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's a Ronaldo ego, you know, that type of. That's why I'm splitting egos. Like
Yeah,
Ronaldo
I
and
get
Salah.
you.
I think there's two ways. I think there's a fork in the road. There's two ways of success. There's complete surrender and there is complete ego. So complete surrender is like, I'm going to strip away the ego and just give everything to God type of thing, which I think is what a lot of top footballers do on a religious sense, like Salah, for example, with his
Faith.
with his faith. And I think it's either complete surrender to like a higher power, or it's the opposite way, complete.
It's all about
power
me.
To me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's either or.
Yeah, no, that's a good way of thinking of it. Because you made the point about like the wingers, they're very. It just somehow it ends up being arrogance in a way.
It is.
But with Salah, he's the only one I'm trying to think of
Yeah,
the way the question's phrased, who I would say doesn't have a very outward ego.
No.
But obviously he does have, like Messi as well. Like Messi's got
100%.
like, a
Huge
proper
ego.
ego as well. But
Huge ego.
it's just his is framed differently to, let's say, Ronaldo. I just use that because they're two direct comparisons.
Yeah, it's interesting to look like that. It's actually a really interesting conversation to talk about.
Yeah.
But I think, anyone top, there's just no way you can't be like that.
Like Mbappe. No,
Yeah, Mbappe. Mbappe's got the biggest ego in the world, but he's allowed, isn't he? Because
Yeah.
he just never stops producing
Bags, lad.
at that level. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway,
So
that's why I can never be like that.
we're talking about players having them egos. Can the leader have a massive ego like that? Like you see a Mourinho and a Zlatan get on well, but then like,
Mourinho
like
and
a
Eto'o,
Mourinho-
didn't they hate each other or something?
but then
Oh,
they end
no,
up
was that
working
no
out in
Pep
the
and
end.
Eto'o, was it not? Or Pep and Zlatan? Pep and Zlatan, sorry. They didn't like each other at all.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
But then Mourinho and Eto'o didn't get on originally.
Yeah, or something
And
like that. And then Inter or
Oh
something.
no, sorry. Pep and Eto'o didn't get on
Yeah.
originally. Yeah,
Sorry, yeah.
mixing
Get
up.
them confused.
But can the leader have the ego then? And when I say ego, I mean that outward like ego, not like the kind of.
I think most of them do, don't they? Klopp, Pep.
It's kind of like we discussed earlier, that very fiery and outward and stuff.
Yeah.
But again,
Arteta.
that can be misinterpreted because that doesn't mean ego a lot of the time. A lot of time that's just personality trait. I know sometimes it correlates, but
Pep's ego, I'd say. I think he knows he's the best in the world.
I'd say he surrenders a lot though to
would-
players. I'd say he's gone out with a plan sometimes, and this has definitely happened in the dressing room. He's gone out with a plan and gone, right, I am miles off it. He's playing lethal. Let's give him the ball because I'm wrong and he's right. I'd say he's done that so
But
many
in
times.
the opposite sense, I think he'd be very like Cancelo. Wasn't happy with whatever's going on.
Yeah.
Gone. He just like that sense. I think he's.
I think as a
the
leader you
school
need to be
teacher,
fluid,
like,
don't you?
Yeah.
I think as a leader
Yeah.
you need to be fluid. You need to be able to play pretty much every way.
Unless you're what, like him tactically the
Exactly.
best in the business.
Well, that's very true. Yeah, because if I was playing for Pep, I'd be like, shut your mouth and just listen.
I think
I'm rotating. I'm right full. I'm playing left wing when we have the ball. Grand.
Grand, no problem.
a top leader will always do what's best for the team.
So does the leader have to leave their ego at the door to facilitate all the other egos?
well, the best
Yeah.
thing for the team is to Cancelo out if that's the case. That's an ego thing. If he's going to question you, but I think a really good leader knows those intricacies very well. I think, irregardless, the leader's role is to get the best performance out of every single player in that dressing room, to the best of their ability, obviously. But if somebody just doesn't fit the bill, I think a leader can pull the trigger on that very quickly. And that is an ego thing, because like if that person is ruining your dressing room or whatever. I know it's not your dressing room.
Yeah.
Whatever way you could frame it.
I'd say everyone has like a good example of this. It just came to my head there is when Anton Ferdinand was racially abused by John Terry, proven right, and then there was a campaign and everyone was wearing the black bands or they were wearing something anyway for racism, and Rio Ferdinand refused to wear it because he was like, they're not gonna do anything about it. John Terry still plays. Like, he's literally the England captain. No one's doing anything about it. I'm not going to wear this. It's an absolute waste of time. My brother's been racially abused. Nothing happened, right? And Fergie was fuming over it, going, you have to do it because everyone on the team's doing it. You have to do it. You have to do it. Like, conform to what I'm saying. And then 2 days later, Fergie was like, I'm so sorry. I was completely in the wrong there. That was my fault. I should have let you do exactly as you should have done. And that, again, at that time, he didn't strip away his ego because he was like, well, I say it, you should do it. And then later on, he was like, actually, no, I should have let that slide a little bit. Because you can imagine in that moment where you're like, no, I'm not wearing that.
Yeah.
In front of the whole squad, you're like, what do you mean, Rio? What do you mean? Everyone else is wearing it, and like this, we've decided to stick with this campaign, so we're going to do it. That type of thing. So sometimes you just need to be kind of fluid, don't you?
More fluid, yeah.
Interesting.
I'll direct this question at you.
Oh, God.
What are you looking at me then for?
Why can't you finish in pro clubs?
Oh.
Was that Paddy's question?
Though it wasn't asked by me anyway.
It was definitely asked by Daz.
I'm not stitching up
It was asked by Daz.
my confidence.
was asked by Daz.
I got
Why
a question
can't
now.
G finish in pro clubs? In fairness to G, I'd say you get one chance every 7 games, so the chance of conversion is low. I get about 4 chances a game. I might convert 1. So, but what I will say is the chances you get, some of the finishes are horrendous. So the header one the other day.
What did you do?
It comes in. Joe one you're thinking, right, come on. And in FIFA 23, it locks onto the GK. So they're thinking, hit the target. If he misses, grand. But he does this. And it goes out for a throw. Just things like that. But anyway, gee, listen. What's your finishing stats
My
like?
job is not to finish. Hold on a bloody minute. My job is to facilitate.
It is,
and
yeah.
may I say?
You do well.
No, may
you
I
do very
say-
well.
No, hold on. May I say? May I say?
I knew I shouldn't have asked this
all of
question.
you
I knew I shouldn't ask.
in that team, you try to play out of your role. I play my role.
I think I play
and
my
I do
role.
it well. I give the better players the ball. I tackle. I cover the ground. My thumb Or my index finger is killing me holding the sprint button, recovering on your ass.
Look,
Yeah, you do your job very
I'm
well. Yeah.
link lad, and I have the highest passing actually on the team.
I don't lose the ball in the middle of the park stupidly.
You play the least daily.
I still have the highest passing actually. It's a ratio.
Finish. Would you tell Rio Ferdinand to finish? Ridiculous.
Shouldn't ask the question.
Yeah, I was aiming on, but
It's a lot of shite. I'm gonna rep it out at home now.
rep it.
Rep it out. Get in the practice zone. Stop
Oh my god! This is what?
Get in the arena now. Get in the arena. Start
Imagine
finishing.
that you were went upstairs. He's just like got a hood on, just the same finish over. And, you know, you restart in the middle, just dribbles to the same area and finishes, and then just does that again.
Tell you what, repetition removes doubt, baby.
Yeah, I'd say you're a brute in front of goal in pro clubs.
Was yeah.
With the whole team
Come
watching,
and
I'd
play,
say you're.
lads. We've been asking us to come and play. It's bottle
We've been
all the
asking
time.
you to play, Kieran. You've been bottling every time.
Come and play.
cross platform. The cross platform of the PlayStation. I'd knock
Come
you
and
in.
play. Yeah, you would.
He'd have your number.
Yeah, you would.
Tell you
You
what,
get to know.
I'm a maverick.
him and
I'm a
bleeding
maverick.
the busty six we've got.
You're a maverick.
He's
did
the
you?
I'm a
Busty
maverick.
six.
I'm a pro clubs maverick. I play like Bruno. My output is phenomenal, but I give the ball away, and I don't apologise for it.
Fair enough, you know who you are.
I'm getting at you.
Score goals.
At
I'll
you.
score.
Do you play centre half?
No, in the 10.
No. Do you play a centre half? Do you have a centre half?
Oh.
Do we play
Like you have a
Person or something?
person playing.
Do you have an any?
occasionally?
Nah, get out, Charlie.
Yeah.
We
Charlie.
play with both.
Play with a proper
We
team.
flew
You've got
about.
to. You've got to deal with the CPU. You just have to. That's part of
Not
life.
a shizzle.
They are fairly. They are. We have Butterfinger. Our goalkeeper's name's Hugo Butterfinger. You can't get S on it because it's too long. So it's Hugo Butterfinger, singular. And wow, when G plays, this is no joke. We discovered this last night. When G plays, Butterfinger is like unbelievable. When he's offline, you neither of you were on for this earlier or last night. It was the softest little cross into the box, right? CPU heads it, I mean pass back, and Butterfinger, I've never seen anything like it in my life in FIFA. He parries it in the air, it goes behind him, and Joe, the goalkeeper, will go scramble. He looks at it, rotates his hip like the 67, and watches it go in the back of the net, and we're 2-0 down. And Charmer, for 1-0, we've got a left full called Prince Charming, because on FIFA 22, we had a
looked at
long-haired
him.
bloke that we actually called Prince Charming, and now his name now is literally Charming. And when he gets the ball, he goes, Charlton? No, nowhere near to it, but, well, he's close enough. But he... Every time it goes back, Joe, and it's facing your own goal, you're like, all right, he's not going to set the GK because they don't do that in this game. And you're thinking, like, don't press anything because he's going to try pivot and pass it. No, like, literally we scream, don't press anything. He swivels, gives it to their centre forward. He pinches us, he falls over, and then they score and make it 1-0. And then the second one was Butterfinger, and we managed to win the game 3-2 because the Bussy 6 broke the line and slotted it.
We should stream.
Was these six?
And just look, because like it'd be me, you, Daly, and Paddy. Who
So,
are
yeah, all staff,
Training121
yeah.
people.
And
And then just loop in Dara and Tom as like the
Don
guest
Cheadle.
stars.
Yeah. We'd have to mute Tom, though. He'd be bad news. You're bad news on it as well. You just say, it has to be it. What do you use like? You use mouthy or no?
We're toxic sometimes. We
Really?
can't play like more than 6 games without having to go off each other. It gets so toxic.
No, we're actually very positive, I have to say.
so
Yeah, very
toxic.
positive.
Like we play nights and it's just like
There was
It's-
one
oh,
night we
so
played,
bad.
and I was actually debating never playing it again. I turned out the Dara the next day, and I was like, Dara, I can't play it. I was like, everyone just had a big moany head in them. And I
Yeah.
remember that
we kept
like
getting hopped off.
like 4 games left. I was like, lads, we're all mates. Can we just have a bit of fun
No,
here?
we were getting hopped
And
off.
everyone was in a
Abuse.
mood, and I was
We
like, I'm
had
not doing
abuse.
that again.
No, we were
Play
all
the
getting
blame
hopped off.
game.
We were
But
getting hopped off. We don't
recovered.
pop off each other, though.
no, we do big time.
So-
Massively pop off each other.
Really?
Like massively. Like it gets
Give me the
personal. It
ball.
gets personal sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, we've had many a row over pro clubs.
That's gas.
You just need to chat or something.
You
Let it
probably
all
do.
out.
Oh, it's gas. I think the friendships have been lost. I think there's definitely a divide in our friend group.
As a result of
Not
programs.
directly as a result, but it definitely
Steve's gone to New York because of you.
definitely sprouted from pro clubs, and yeah, I think
Do you
there's a
reckon the lads
divide.
have a second pro club?
I reckon there's 2 lads who'd be good mates if it wasn't for pro clubs, but it's not directly related. If that makes sense.
So it
So
just
it's-
showed the cracks.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
gas.
It allowed space for
Do they
the
play
later
opposite sides of the pitch
The
to each
later
other?
row, them cracks added to the dimension.
Can you imagine just round with them and go, do you remember that time in pro clubs we played as well? Wrecking me head to you, man.
Yeah. So that's how much we care, and that's just the game. That's the game.
G and me are
Woo, we're all fighting
a
for the
little
bigger
magnet
goal.
to each other. G just puts in the box and like
Because me and you get football day.
some of our other teammates don't.
You
Well,
looking at
good
me?
Do you ever go
My
off after
output's
one
good.
game? If you go, we went on for one game. Me, Doyle, and Luke. Me, Luke, Doyle,
Yeah.
and I think it was Rob. Went on for one game. And I think we made it 45 minutes into the game, and we just said, lads, you have to pull the plug in this. This is.
Yeah, you're
Is it that
horrendous.
bad? Like,
Yeah.
Did I tell you that?
Yeah.
why? What? How? We just.
I think we were 3-0 down, and
Oh.
everyone was just
We
giving
never
out each other.
forfeit. To be fair, we
And
Do
you
you
see the,
We
see the
get
way
a
you go
rig.
offline?
Yeah.
That would hurt my soul, man.
We just if 3-0 down halftime, gone. See you later, lads. Good luck. Gone.
we've came back
Nah,
from training
never.
a few times.
Like, I don't know how you live like that. Honestly, I don't know how you live like that. If we did that, I actually think I don't know how you do that.
I don't go about my
cannot-
day after. I go and sulk.
But I can't believe that the three of yous would all accept, like, nah, we're not playing again. Like, we'd lose a game. 5-2 we lost it last night. And we're like, come on, lads, next game. Let's get it. Come on.
No, really
Get it going. We
Really
just
up.
Kinga,
next
you
game,
need a
next
transfer
game.
to our club, I think.
No, I
You
couldn't leave the lads,
seem like
couldn't
you're
leave the lads.
toxic.
Yeah, I'm
although you'll be
toxic.
on the bench for a while because Daz is the skipper
I'm
and he
toxic,
will
yeah.
not let you get in that Maverick
He
number
is the
10
number
role.
10.
He will not let you get in there one bit.
The Maverick
Luke's the
number 10.
number 2. Luke's the fullback.
He actually plays right wing back, he said, doesn't he?
Getting
Brendan
off.
Curran is his name. Just the most standard Irish name ever. And he works in a nuts and bolts warehouse, right? And he got a what do you call it? He got a if someone buys something, what do you call it? An invoice.
Yeah.
He got an invoice in from Mr. Brendan Curran in Blanchardstown or something.
That's
Pure
gas.
fluke. His name was really Brendan
Here,
Curran.
my name's Woot Weghorst, and it won't let me have the name. It says it's offensive, so my name changes every time I play.
Does it?
What's it usually something? It's
It
always
was,
the same.
it
Was
was
it
something.
weird?
You were Morgan the other day. Your last name was Morgan the other day. Remember that?
Oh, Riley Morgan or something.
Riley Morgan.
Yeah.
Every time he bags one, he's got a new
Yeah.
name.
It won't let me call him Woot Weghorst.
Is your fella similar to you or no?
My fella's name's Glenn Yeste.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
what's his
man.
what do you look like?
Balding.
All right, okay. My
Pretty
fella,
similar.
my fella is a 5'8" version of me.
Is he?
Yeah,
Exact
he's
same.
Make
bit-
him look like it, yeah.
The exact same.
No, mine's not.
Isn't he
really
very
that.
similar?
Player frustrates the hell out of me sometimes.
Oh, he's so weak. Kinger, do you find this?
He's a bitch.
Oh, he's so weak.
And then I get like angst.
I just get shrugged. Like I get shrugged.
Yeah.
No 50s. I don't win any
Sometimes you're
50s.
rapid, and sometimes he looks like he
No,
can't run.
when
He's
I'm going, I'm gone. In that middle phase, Joe, the acceleration to the okay, now he's off. In that phase, don't give me the ball.
Yeah.
I'm a waste of space. Honestly.
Well, like kind of as he gets going, he gets a bit. you know.
I've upped my aggression though now actually, and I'm a little bit more, sturdy. A little bit sturdy. Output was good yesterday when I got the aggression up.
You scored a lot of goals yesterday. I have to
Yeah,
say.
output was good.
Morgan lives for goals.
Oh, honestly, I don't care.
And
I don't
the
care. I
bags,
don't touch the ball
lad.
in the whole game. The ball drops and I finish it off my toe. I am so happy with the game. And I can be a bit moany as well. We can win the game 3-0. I haven't contributed. I'm like, well, I'm like Van Nistelrooy.
Morgan
So arrogant.
Later we get the final half, he was confident. That's Dar.
In fairness, though,
I'm in.
90% of the
I'm
time
in.
I actually am in. That's the thing, though. 90%.
I'm like the only one that pops up once. More stop calling the ball, will you? Shut up. But I know I will look for him. First time I get the ball, I'll look for him.
I'm in. I'm making them darts though. But now this, I've got Johansson up top of me. This fella hasn't been playing,
Yeah.
so I'm trying to make
I've
them
been-
runs with
I've been
nothing to
available.
hit.
I have a bit of a niggle.
Yeah, he said he jarred his knee the
Yeah.
other day.
I used to be, because my lad was big and his first touch was muck, but I've actually learned how to play like setting players now. I like the first couple of times we played in that, I literally couldn't do anything with the ball. I was, this is wrecking me
They
out.
grinded out at the start.
But now he's a little like sometimes G plays
Yeah,
off
he's
and
getting
comes
around
into
there.
me and
No,
I'm
he's good. He's
flicking
good.
around the
Very
corner.
good. Very
like,
effective.
still like that.
Very
If
effective.
they grinded out
Terrible in
at
the
start.
air for a big man though.
Yeah, he's
Just
not.
doesn't
he's
lock on.
not oh yeah, it doesn't. It's weird the way that doesn't do that.
Doesn't lock
Never
on.
locks onto him. Poor
Yeah.
fella. He's only 6'6".
Good questions though. I think we should
Yeah, that was the last question, by the way.
So-
Well,
we should I think you should make a few graphics and pop that on the store to see is there interest in some pro club streaming.
Well, ask directly to the camera there. Talk to Finn.
Is this like a public service announcement?
Yeah, nah, but keep it cool.
All right. So we're here talking on the podcast.
It's not cool. It's not cool. Go again. Go again.
cut.
Lean back a little bit more.
No, back a bit more.
No, a little bit more. Make sure you're horizontal. No, we're still going.
No, we're still podcast.
Like this?
Yeah,
I'm not in the mic though.
doesn't
Oh,
matter.
Drop the mic.
It's cool. Drop the mic.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
cool.
Look at
That's
this
cool.
fella.
Dude,
That's
do a
cool.
real cool voice, like.
Do it.
We're doing pro clubs, baby.
Hey everybody, this is Gary Big Zone. Come join us. Pro Club is live. Are you in or are you out?
Tell you what, I'd sign up. Twitch.
I'm cringing from my toes.
Need to play them, boys. We'll have you rattled, by the way.
Come and play.
You won't get the
Come
ball
play.
off us and you'll be moaning off each
Come
other. 'Cause
play.
your press will be all over the shop.
You won't beat us. Come on, I'll be
Uncoordinated.
like, still win the game.
We'll just camp low block. Hit Morgan
We'll
on
win
the
the fans
counter.
over, though.
I'll
with
be
that
like
positivity.
Wakehorse playing in the 10. Let
Drop
Morgan
it in.
play on the last line.
No, but genuinely, Finn, if Morgan's going to pop this as a story, would our fans, followers be interested in seeing the lads on pro clubs? Is it a yes? Is it a no? Do you want to see me bag 25 a year? A season? Come watch.
Tell me some stats.
25 years not really great if you're playing. You know what I mean?
25 a season?
Is it
That's
for
it.
me?
year.
Division.
Division, surely.
Division, yeah. Seasons, seasons different. He said a year though.
We'd have to practice first because
He's
like the
a
mic
shy.
and all. Yeah. No, I mean the actual the microphone manner may have to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know about these. These seem like a toxic bunch. We're grand. We're fairly grand.
Except when a keeper does it, or with the CPU.
And
does
no, it's
something.
just butter. That's all that is.
Right, we're finished, are we?
Alright.
Yeah, that's it. See you.
Yes, sound. Thank you for
Bye.
listening.